Yeah,
No
go for
dramas.
it.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll just start the recording now, and just whenever we get into it.
Yeah.
No stress.
So we'll refer to it as skate school. LV FLO or Street Games Skate School participants, partners and community. Geez, how long have we been doing it? Is it 2 years now?
2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5 years Street Games wise, but for skate school.
Yeah.
That
It's been 2 years. We've done 2 seasons of it.
yeah. It's gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah. Crazy, right? Barriers to sport.
These questions up.
Sorry.
Do you want me to leave these questions up?
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Program report. I'm going to have a struggle with the program report figures and numbers at the moment because I don't have them in front of me. It'll be only anecdotal at the moment.
Yep, that's all right.
Okay. All right. Cool.
No dramas. Alrighty. So I've already started the recording.
Sure.
Sweet. So I'd just like to start with just what's your connection to the Street Games program? How long have you known about it? And just maybe explain a bit of where the idea of the skate school started from with us.
Well, it's been a passion of mine to get paid to skate at school and in my work. So sharing that passion with students to get out on skateboards and scooters and enjoy something that I'm passionate about, they're passionate about, and being able to do that as part of our work here at school is really important. The main connection really is not having, a skating program that's allowed in government schools. So to be able to utilise Den and the team, and Jay especially, with Latrobe Valley Street Games, to bring skating into school and utilising that partnership at the Morwell skate park. We're right across the road from the skate park, so getting the students engaged in something that they love about and shredding in the skate park and just seeing the smiles on their faces and learning new tricks and learning the etiquette and taking turns, that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, sweet. Definitely a shared passion on this side too.
We might just ask what's your name and what's the role and organisation you're from?
Oh yeah.
So the school that we're involved with through Latrobe Street Games is Latrobe Valley Flexible Learning Option. We're an educational option for students that are disengaged from school. A lot of our students have had bad educational experiences, and the idea was with this program was to re-engage the students in something that they're passionate about to actually get them back to school. So I guess our school, Latrobe Valley Flexible Learning Option, was having the flexibility to take the students outside of the school and share our passions with them and get them skating and getting them something into that's going to help them for their own health and well-being into the future, and something to look forward to each day.
Awesome. And when did you first personally hear about the Street Games, and what's your impressions of the program now that partnered with us, and what do you hear from the other staff and from the students as well?
Well, I guess I first heard about it. I professionally got to know Den through her previous work in the community, and when Den came across to Latrobe Street Games, it was a big win. We both in the right community space to be able to make a difference. here in Latrobe Valley. So once I knew that there was a program that our students could utilise to engage them to come back to school, Dan and I met up and sort of hatched this idea to let's bring skating into the school and call it Skate School. And we looked at Skateboard Australia and how we might be able to pull some coaches in. And this is where, Jay, you came on board, being a qualified skate coach, which for us, coming from health and PE and an outdoor education background, it was really difficult for us to be able to secure qualification inside the school to introduce skating into schools and scootering. So we're like, well, having Latrobe Street Games partner with Latrobe Valley Flexible Learning Option to deliver something that we can't do in-house at school, but to have you guys come on board and do it for our students, it just made it easier for staff here, knowing that we can just get our students keen on coming in, bringing their gear with them, or using the gear from Street Games that you guys have the gear. A lot of our students don't have the access to this sort of equipment. So having that there available, and a smile on Jay's face every time they rocked up, it really made it simple and easy for our school to partner with Latrobe Street Games and deliver Skate School.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I certainly can't get rid of this smile. So
they smile the most when the bus goes past Jay, and there's Jay, he's on a bus. It's like, wear your helmets, kids. You don't want to get hit by one of them.
Is he still up on a bus? Is it still happening?
I think he is. I don't know. But you know, having someone like Jay as a really good positive male role model, and we also had Jasmine come along for the girls and getting girls engaged in the skating, which can be pretty intimidating for some of our students that would not necessarily normally go to a skate park. Skate parks are great places to learn, to take turns, older kids look after younger kids, and to have our girls over there jumping on scooters and dropping into the bowl. You know, that's what it's all about, actually seeing the kids rolling in and having a go. And skate parks aren't those places where people think, oh, this is where all the bad things happen. No, well, skate parks are actually they're really conducive for young people to learn to care for each other and look after each other and learn etiquette. It might be the underground etiquette and the subculture that you and I love, but to introduce them to that and how to be respectful in the community, that really ticks all the boxes for the work that we're trying to do here with our respectful relationships and our positive behaviour.
Yeah, certainly. It's great we could teach that too. Awesome. Yeah. What's some of the biggest barriers that you've to sport participation and just to the students in general that the Street Games has kind of addressed?
Yeah, it's a really big point, getting students re-engaged back into sport and healthy, active lifestyles. A lot of our students have come from primary schools and secondary schools where they've had really negative experiences of health and PE in general, or they haven't been involved in sporting clubs. They may not have been able to afford equipment, or they haven't had access to supportive clubs and organisations. And obviously growing up in Latrobe Valley, where some of your options might just be football, cricket or netball, and these students are very unique in their own ways, where they sometimes don't want to be involved in mass participatory sports. To get them engaged in alternative sports like skating, scootering. We've also been talking about parkour. These are the things that they're interested in, and getting them engaged into something that they don't even know that they're getting fit, they're getting healthy, they're learning how to take care of their bodies. When they take a spill and they get hurt, well, it hurts, you need to go get that checked out at the doctors. They're learning about health and PE without knowing about it. And bringing the Latrobe Street Games team in has helped us to get students reinvigorated to take part and be active and increase their lifestyle. And it's something that they remember for the rest of their lives. Oh, what did you enjoy about school? Well, we got to skate and we learned about it and hung out with people in our community that are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%. I hear some of the comments from, or just thinking back to some of the comments, like especially term 4 one, everyone talking about, what scooter parts and what skate parts are going to get for Christmas and stuff like that. And just so many good moments. I mean, too many to tell on just a short video, but are there any like standout comments or quotes from like the team or any of the students that about the program that you might want to bring up?
Yeah, so we've had some students that were quite reluctant learners and wouldn't engage with their literacy and numeracy. So to get a student that was avoiding school because their literacy and numeracy levels were quite low, to re-engage them back into an active sport like skating or scootering, we got them back in the door using physical activity. And we all know that when we engage our bodies and our minds, we're more ready to learn. So getting those students back into school by utilising the skate school program then gave us an avenue to go, hey, well, let's learn about the tricks, so let's learn about the history of the sport. So they were getting that learning on board, and Jay did a fantastic job of showing students and using the virtual programs to say, hey, let's learn some scooter tricks. Let's learn about how to progress, okay, you want to land that trick, this is how you do it. So we're actually getting the educational side of it, but they don't realise it. And it's really engineered that way. We don't want to get bogged down in the paperwork and the detail. We want to go out there and have a good time, and then the learning comes. So when we're active and we're enjoying ourselves, we're ready to learn.
Yeah, awesome. I still remember some times at the skate park, and you were teaching us, because you've obviously been skating and riding for so long, and I remember you were telling us about the mental game of the skate is sometimes half the learning. So just knowing where to put your feet is not enough, but it's also a mental game, and I think a lot of them got a lot out of that. So yeah, cheers. That was probably all my questions, but Dan might have a couple more.
Yeah, so you've done really well, Nick, in terms of covering a lot of what we've wanted to hear. So I guess the next section is just about any outcomes and impacts, the benefits. Some examples are below, increased physical activity, social connectedness, health and well-being, reaching and engaging young people, increased participation in employment, education, workforce, community, increased use of services and networks and partnerships. So this is just really, wanting to hear from you. They're just some of the examples. What has the program and partnership done to support young people in terms of outcomes?
Yeah, excellent. I'll have a go at trying to answer all of those dot points. Well, the Education State Initiatives, which is part of the Victorian Government Department of Education, by 2025, we want to get a 20% increase in our students' resilience, health and wellbeing, and we want to show that with a 20% improvement in their physical activity. So if we've got a student, for example, that is turning up to the program 100%, 5 days per week, and we can get that skate school program in there 1 day per week, we've got a 20% gain in their physical activity. I don't like to get bogged down in the percentages and the figures, but if I can aim to get a student in 1 day per week doing physical activity, that's a huge win, especially when we're working with students that have almost been totally disengaged from school. To return to school, to be excited about coming to school because it's something that they're engaged with. So the social connectedness there is they're meeting people in the community that are good role models, are good people to follow, and having someone smiling, an adult that they know that they can trust. If they do fall down, they will help pick them up and reach a hand out. And on too many occasions, seeing Jay, go out there and show them how to do it and then coach them and work with them to be the best that they can be. That's what we want to see in our society, people helping other people raise up to get to places like you are, Jay, working in Latrobe Streetgames, and also students wanting to be involved in street games and then being connected to that through social media platforms and seeing the videos and activities that you're doing. By expanding that, we're building this network of young people that are connected to people that are upstanding in the community and us staying healthy. That's what we want to see. I am seeing improved health and wellbeing simply because we're getting the kids back to school, so we can monitor their health and wellbeing. We can see the changes in their, I guess, disposition. Students that might come to school hanging their head, dragging their feet, to smiling. When are we going to the skate park? We want to get out there, we want to get going. Okay, Jay's going to be here soon. And all too often Jay would turn up and the kids are already raring to go, and they're helping Jay unpack the equipment from the car and helping, not just taking off at the end of the session, helping to pack up, learning things that, sometimes we become bona fide parents and teaching them the skills that some of our parents should teach these kids. So stepping in and providing that role and teaching them the right way to act and behave in our community as well is really important. I guess we engage our young people is because if they weren't coming to FLO and they were enjoying their skating and scootering outside of school, they're going to be at the skate park anyway. So to bringing the educational element and hang out at the skate park and teach that, that's absolute gold. I've seen increased attendance at the school. So some students that weren't attending, we actually increased their attendance. I don't have those figures on me at the moment, but I would love to sort of just go through there and look at that data. And I guess 2021 is going to be the year to actually pull this together and have a real good red hot crack at it. But either way, if we're getting more students coming to school because of the skate school program that was set up, it's a win all around. We're using our local skate parks. We've got our local schools. We're using the equipment from Latrobe Streetgames, teaching the students to wear protective equipment, even though some might be reluctant not to wear a helmet. We're always encouraging them to take care of themselves and look after themselves because we care about them and we don't want to see them get hurt. And I guess the major outcome for me is going into a skate park and using it as part of a school program. That's something that's been a passion of mine, to get that up and running. And Latrobe Streetgames has been that conduit to getting this happening. So we're really looking forward to continuing the program. We're into our third year of this. Last year was a bit of a non-starter, but we don't worry about that. We move on from there. And I can't wait to get back into the skate park and shredding with all the local FLO kids.
Awesome. That was a really great response, Nick. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So what priorities do you think Streetgames should focus on moving forward? Is it the same stuff, or is there anything that we can improve on?
Well, I'd like to see some more female participation. We know that getting our female students engaged in these programs is really, really important. So for me, more female participation in the programs that we're running here at FLO. It is pretty difficult, and I know that there is some intimidation for some of our girls, but anecdotally we had a few girls get involved in the program last year and they'd always wanted to skate and learn, but they'd never had that conduit to do that, and Streetgames obviously had that, and having Jazz involved in the program, welcoming the girls and being involved and being a really fantastic role model herself, that helped encourage some of our students to see that, hey, girls can do this too. So that for me, increasing that female participation for our students where they might be very reluctant, I think was really important. I know that Streetgames is all over the female participation, but it really is so important to show that the girls want to do what the guys do too. They want to ride, they want to skate, they want to shred, And I think we're in a really good environment for our girls here to really shine and, you know, take on some activities that they didn't think they could do.
Awesome, thanks,
Yeah,
Nick.
wicked.
So that draws the interview to a close. Thank you. Do you have any other comments or anything that you think we haven't asked?
No, I just want to keep shredding.
I think it's been one awesome ride what we've had, and I can't wait to, you know, get back out there again, because I mean, it was kind of the skate park that took me away from school, because I always wanted to just go skate because I was like, oh, school's boring or whatever. So I think it's great I can kind of give back what I probably missed out on way back in the day. So it's awesome that we get to do it now, and it's nuts. So.
No, I'm very envious of where you are, Jay, and I would have loved to have your job back when I was your age. And I know the knees probably don't hold up as well in the skate park, and I don't want to land on my butt, but you know, if I'm wearing that helmet and I'm padding up, and the kids see that, and I take a spill, well, so be it. You know, it's great.
I'll be there to give you a hand up. Don't worry.
That's it.
All right.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you so much.
No worries, guys. It was just sucked that we couldn't get it done earlier last year, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, that's all right. We really appreciate it. We'll make sure we send you through the link as soon as it goes up.
No, fantastic, guys. Wish you all the best for all the other programs.